Hello friends, my name is Vijay and you are watching Go to Genius channel. In the last video, we have learned about the use of a fact hook and how we can clean up our code. And in this video, we will see that how we can fetch the API. So let's see in our code. So here we have our code. You can see I have defined a state data type and we have given the default value, it's post. And below here you can see I have 3 buttons. When I click on any button, then this state data type gets updated. Like when I will click on users button, then this user string will be updated in this data state, and here this will be print. Same as for the comments button, when I will click on comments, then the data type state will be updated with the comments string and the comments will print out here. So let's see on the browser first. Here we have 3 buttons, all post, users and comments. When I click on the users, our user data prints here. When I click on the comments, then comments print. So friends, now we have to fetch real-time data by using an API. So let's see. Here this is the site JSON placeholder. Here we have some dummy APIs, so you can fetch the data from here for the dummy purpose. Like here you can see is the fetch method for getting the data from the API. So friends, as you know, in class component we have some lifecycle methods for fetching the API, like component did mount, component did update. So instead of all those methods, we have here is a use effect function. So here we will fetch our API and we'll get the data. So let's copy from here. Now here, come to our page and let's see into the console. Here you can see we are getting just one data because we have given the path only for one data. Now come to the some other common resources. We have posts, we have comments and we have users. So friends, here we want to fetch the data from the API. When I will click on the post, then my post data should come. When I will click on the users, then my all users data should become. Same as for the comments. So for that, what I will do, here you can see when we click on the post, so we set the state post, then we click on the users, then we set the users, same as for the comments. So this is our data type state. So friends, fetching the data for all these buttons, here we have to change little bit. I am just passing the our state. So whenever the state will be changed, the API path will be changed. So let's see how we can achieve this. So for that we will use the string expression here and we will use here our state. So our state is data type. So friends, here you can see we have defined the data type state and we are using this state inside the URL of the API. So by default, this data type state getting the post value and this API fetching the data for the all posts. So here you can see we have printed on the console this data. Now here we can see this data, but when I click on the users or comments, there is no change inside the data. So API is not calling for these two buttons because here we have given the empty array. As we know, when we give the empty array, then our useEffect function run only once when the component mounts. We want to run our useEffect function when I will click on any button, then we have to pass the state variable here. So the React will check any value has been changed for this state, then useEffect function will run again. If there is no change for this state, then useEffect will not run. When I click on the users button, then the value of state has been updated. Our useEffect function has been run again. So it has been fetched the data for the users. You can see here in the console. Same as we can do for the comments. Here you can see it's a 500 comments. The API has been fetched. So friends, here you can see how we can fetch the any API inside our useEffect function and how we can define the dependency inside this array. So whenever any change will be happen inside these dependencies variable or props, your useEffect function will run again. One more thing you can do here, if you are familiar with the Axios, then you can use the Axios instead of fetch method. So let's see how we can do that with the Axios. So just import Axios from Axios and just use this one and use Axios method instead of fetch. Your path will be the same, but we have to change a little bit for getting the response here. So here we can see some error because of this JSON method, because we are already getting the data into the object form, so there is no need to change into the JSON. So I am just removing this code from here, and here you can see here we are getting the object, and inside this object we have data. So let's just take out our data from this result. So here you can take the just data property from that object. So here we can see our data. Now click on the users, so we get the users data. Same as for the comments, we are getting the comments data. So friends, I hope you have understood how we can fetch the API inside the useEffect function and how we can define the dependencies. So friend, I hope you have learned more about the useEffect, how we can use, how we can clean up our code, and how we can fetch the API inside useEffect method. So thanks for watching this tutorial. So see you in next video.